There are many products out there that you might consider buying for the holidays, but it's important to keep aware of what products might not be safe. From a whole lot of Thanksgiving turkey to some of the popular toys on the market, here are craziest product recalls. But first, thanks Lady D. Torres for leaving us this comment on our psychological experiments video. We're crazy about all our subscribers too, and would like to make some videos you guys want to see. Let us know in the comments section if you bought or played with any of these recalled products, and maybe we'll feature you in an upcoming video. Number 14. Jarts. You might remember playing a slightly dangerous game if you were born in the 1980s, which included lawn darts. This was similar to horseshoes, where you would try to throw the massive dart at the target in someone's backyard. It's almost like javelin throwing for kids. If you thought that might sound dangerous, other people agreed, especially since these darts contain sharp metal tips. A 7-year-old suffered a brain injury after a lawn dart pierced his skull, resulting in brain damage. The CPSC, or Customer Product Safety Commission, demanded all stores take them off their shelves or to completely destroy them in 1988. Some lawn darts in Canada have been modified to use plastic tips. Number 13. Easy Bake Oven Recall. Whoever thought about making an oven for kids was just an idiot in the first place. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission announced a recall in 2007 for the Easy Bake Oven and recommended that all parents take this product from their kids immediately. Not too long after, Easy Bake pulled 1 million ovens off the shelves to keep everyone safe. It turned out that kids would get their hands or fingers caught inside the oven's opening, which more often than not resulted in burns. It was capable of reaching temperatures of 375 degrees Fahrenheit, which is pretty hot for kids to handle. More than 249 people reported this happening, including 77 serious burns. One girl, age 5, had to have part of her finger cut off due to the wounds. While the product is recommended for kids age 8 and up, it was causing way too many problems. Are those Easy Bake cakes really worth it? Number 12. Graco High Chairs. If your kid is going to be sitting in one of those high chairs, just make sure it's not this one. Graco announced a recall of over 1 million high chairs after complaints that the high chairs were tipping over. They received hundreds of complaints that they were just simply not safe, and 24 children were injured. Despite pulling so much of their product, the company hasn't suffered one bit. In fact, they actually saw a huge rise in the price of their stocks the same year that this happened. That's not very typical after such a recall scandal. This happened in March of 2010, and parents were simply outraged that this wasn't fixed before it ever made it out to shelves. Number 11. Samsung Galaxy Recalls. Samsung recalled the Note 7 smartphones in 2016 after some of the batteries exploded or caught on fire. Samsung Note 7s were being recalled from shelves in 10 countries, including South Korea and the United States. People who bought the Note 7 could switch it out for something new, but people were disappointed with the product failure. There were 35 confirmed instances of this new smartphone catching on fire and even exploding. It was estimated that 1 in every 14,000 had faulty batteries, but most likely, no one is going to want to take the risk unless it's a new iPhone. Most customers stated that the phone exploded while being charged. This goes to show just the smallest errors in things like this can lead to dangerous products. This is mostly due to high-powered lithium batteries, and storing too much energy can cause them to explode. Guys might want to consider not placing these phones in their pockets if they're planning on having kids. Number 10. 36 million pounds of turkey. One of the more infamous product recalls that took place in 2011 was the Cargill ground turkey recall, which took 36 million pounds of turkey off the shelves. We're talking at least 3 million turkeys who never got eaten. There apparently seemed to be some type of turkey zombie apocalypse virus that was spreading around. They had been contaminated with a drug-resistant strain of Salmonella, which is a virus that's known to evolve and spread easily. An outbreak of it took place, causing 76 people to get severely ill and 1 person to lose their life. The company took care of the problem quickly and kept more people from consuming the product. Number 9. Firestone and Goodyear Recall. Possibly one of the worst defaults by a tire company, Firestone and Goodyear tires were exploding and shredding like no one had ever seen before. When Ford Motors found several models of 15-inch Firestone tires had severely high failure rates, this led to them closing off the manufacturing plants. But the tires were still out there. Firestone ultimately demanded a recall of over 2.8 million tires. This eventually led to 175 deaths and 700 injuries for Firestone, while much fewer were affected by Goodyear tires. Number 8. Nestle product recall. While a lot of food recalls might have something to do with salmonella, the Toll House cookie recall was actually involved with the fear of E. coli. Many people were getting sick from the cookie dough. Toll House was concerned that people were eating the product in its raw form, which they were, and not in its cooked state. In 2009, Toll House began to get worried that their product was making people sick and immediately demanded a recall on the product. 300,000 packets total were recalled after 65 illnesses. People just cooked the cookie dough already, and you shouldn't get sick. Number 7. Bridgeway bicycles. Many injuries on bicycles happen each and every day, but it's not always from automobiles or driving into a stop sign. Sometimes the company who made the bike might have screwed up. In 2011, 91,000 bicycles were recalled because the main chains were breaking. This could cause the cyclist to lose control of the bike, especially if they're going uphill. They gotta fix those chains if they want to stay in the game. Number 6. Target dresser recall. This time, luckily no one got injured before Target pulled at least 175,000 four-drawer dressers. It turned out there were dressers that were having tipping issues and were unstable when people placed them against the wall. These were manufactured in Denmark and sold for over $100 each. Normally, when you pull your dresser open, you don't typically expect it to fall over on top of you, so it seemed worthy of a recall. Number 5. Precision crossbows. If you're looking for a sleek and quiet weapon to help you get through the zombie apocalypse, a crossbow is typically one of your best choices. But not if you bought one of these from the company Precision Shooting that were sold at Bass Pro Shop. The recall of about 17,000 crossbows was issued on November 16, 2017. The problem with these zombie hunting devices was that they were kind of discharging unexpectedly. Sounds dangerous. It wasn't just one model though. This included the Fang XT, the Fang LT, and the Thrive crossbows that were all sold nationwide. Store your crossbow in a safe place, people. Number 4. Fidget spinners. We're sure you're all aware of what a fidget spinner is and how to use one. It was that toy that was all the rage on campuses across the US. Hopefully you didn't buy your fidget spinner from Target because it could contain lead. The U.S. Public Research Group found lead to be present in, quote, extremely high levels, and the amount would be harmful in the effects of child development. Millions of people have utilized fidget spinners for their stress-relieving properties, but they might be stressed out when they find out about this. Since the consumer group wasn't a government group or anything, all they could really do is request that Target take them off their shelves. This wasn't the FDA, so Target decided to keep them for sale during Christmas time. Number 3. Kinder Eggs. In 1997, the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission declared the recall of roughly 5,000 Kinder chocolate eggs, which contain a plastic toy inside. The problem was that many people, especially kids, didn't know there were a toy inside, and it became a choking hazard. The eggs are imported from Germany, and bringing them into the U.S. is now illegal. People from the U.S. couldn't read the writing, which was in German, explaining what was inside. All it said was Kinder Überraschung, which translates to surprise in German. In fact, in 2011, U.S. Border Patrol was about to issue a man from Manitoba a $300 fine for just trying to import one of these to the U.S. In another case, near the border of Vancouver, one egg can result in a $2,500 fine. Keep your deadly eggs away from us already. The FDA is basically saying that non-edible objects in candy products such as this may pose a health hazard. Having them here in the U.S. is just not worth the risk. They still do remain legal in Canada and Mexico. Number 2. Chocolate worms. People and chocolate enthusiasts in Asia were surprised, to say the least, when they found there were tiny little white worms in their chocolate in August 2007. The worms were alive, crawling around on the chocolate bar. The Seoul-based chocolate company, Minishell, explained that it wasn't their fault, since any worms would have died during the cooking process. You'd be surprised that quite a few bugs actually make their way into your food, and no one ever takes them out. They pointed the blame at the grocery store. Turns out, the entire time, the store was actually selling counterfeit chocolate of the popular brand, and the worms were actually moth larvae. Nauseating image nonetheless. Number 1. Pintos. This classically flawed automobile will go down in history as being one of the most unsafe vehicles that was on the market. What was supposed to be a less expensive alternative turned out to cost people their lives. In 1978, the car needed to be recalled when they found out the design was causing fires and explosions from even small bumps and collisions. The Pinto was designed with a vulnerable gas tank near the bumper. something such as a fender bender had the ability to ignite the fuel that was being leaked out. Any type of spark created from the metal could start the fire, and the gasoline was able to even reach the driver's seat during some tests. No car is really that safe, but the Pinto is about as unsafe as it gets. Further collision tests were done, which show how frighteningly flammable it truly was. The final recall called for 1.5 million Pintos. After that, Pinto's reputation was too damaged to ever make any kind of comeback, ever again.